My name's Ira Winkler, and I steal billions of dollars in hours. CNN called me a modern-day James Bond. Companies hire me to break into them and rob them blind. I've stolen nuclear reactor designs in an hour, took over a bank in 3 days, and a multi-billion-dollar technology in 3 minutes. The world of espionage coexists with the real world, but few people can see it. See a world through a spy's eyes on Spy Tours. Washington, D.C. is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. When tourists think of the city, they see the monuments and landmarks like the White House, Capitol, Lincoln Memorial, and Smithsonian museums. As a master spy, I think of the hundreds of thousands of people in the Washington, D.C. area with top secret clearances. These people work for places like the NSA, DIA, CIA, and dozens of other intelligence agencies. All these agencies attract thousands of spies from hundreds of countries around the world. It's no coincidence that Washington is also home to the FBI, which is responsible for keeping track of those thousands of spies. The FBI building was also home to one of the most damaging spies in U.S. history, Robert Hanssen. Hanssen was an FBI special agent who was responsible for tracking Soviet and Russian spies. Hanssen provided the KGB with information that led to executions, compromised international investigations, and handed the KGB U.S. nuclear plans. In return, Hanssen received more than $600,000 in cash and diamonds. What made Hanssen so good was his knowledge of tradecraft, or spy tactics. He was so good that the KGB didn't even know who he was, and he was their top agent. How do you think he would have done something like this? High-tech communication devices, special internet accounts that are totally encrypted? No, it was nice, simple medical tape and thumbtacks. That's all he needed to betray the country. Robert Hanssen had several signal sites throughout the Washington, D.C. area. If he wanted to communicate with the KGB, he would mark a specific location. That location would tie to a time and place where they'd make an exchange. A thumbtack on this telephone pole 4 feet up in northwest D.C. facing southbound traffic was an indication to the KGB that they had a package to pick up the following Tuesday at the Ellis dead drop location. KGB operatives are trained to look for markings like this on their drive to work. If they see a marking like this, they go ahead and report it to the officer in charge, who goes ahead and arranges for the appropriate pickup as requested by Hanssen. Tens of thousands of people could see a attack like this and not realize that it could result in millions of deaths. This bridge here is the actual dead drop site Robert Hanssen used to exchange information like this with the Russians. He'd take information, wrap it in plastic trash bag like this, and leave it under the bridge for the Russians where they would know where to find it. After Hanssen would load the dead drop by placing the package under the bridge, he'd come back to the entrance of the park and mark the signpost with a piece of tape vertically on the far post. This way the KGB would know that the dead drop was loaded as planned. The KGB would then go to the dead drop at the time and pull the package and replace it with payment and new instructions. They would then turn the tape 90 degrees. This indicated to Hanssen that the exchange was made and to pick up a new package. After Hanssen would pick up his money, he'd come back to the signpost and switch the tape one more time, which let the Russians know that the exchange was made. The Russians would then come back one more time, pull the tape to make sure everything was taken care of. If the tape wasn't turned around, that would mean that there was a problem in the pickup, and they'd go ahead and pick up their own packages and abort the operation. In the meantime, though, dozens of people walked over tens of thousands of dollars and the country's most top secrets. What secrets have you walked by today?